Bulls Nation, with the talk of free agency, the talk of potential players that could be pursued in free agency, and I've talked about a few of them myself. This is an emerging story that's been talked about over the past few days that once again has lured its head from last season to this season, and we're talking about a player that could potentially be a Chicago Bull, maybe not. And again, despite what I believe, what I think about this player, I think it's only fair to discuss him and discuss what I think about him. And this player is from the Boston Celtics. His name is Kemba Walker. And without further ado, let's discuss Kemba Walker. Let's discuss what he brings and potentially if it's going to happen in this video. Let's do it. What's up, everybody? It's the Aidan Sports Show, and welcome back to another video. Today, we've got a video in relation to a potential trade target that the Chicago Bulls can pursue in this upcoming offseason. Now, the Chicago Bulls has been talked about with this player before. I've actually made a video about this player before, and in the end, that didn't turn out to be true the first time around, but maybe since it's re-emerging, maybe the rumors of us being interested are true, and maybe this time it will happen. His name is Kemba Walker. He plays for the Boston Celtics. And before we get any further, please like and subscribe to the Aidan Sports Show YouTube channel. Turn notifications on and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about Kemba Walker and what do you think he would bring to the Chicago Bulls, and is he worth acquiring in a trade for the Chicago Bulls? To go further about Kemba Walker, I do have to say this season has not been his best season by far. There have been a lot of issues in terms of injuries, especially towards his left knee. He's been very inconsistent when he has played. And in the end, in terms of what I thought about him last year to this year, it's relatively the same in my opinion. So if you've watched my last video about him, which was probably a year ago now, you would probably know how I feel about him already. But for those newcomers who haven't watched that video, let's talk about Kemba Walker. His season average for this year was 19.3 points per game, 4 rebounds per game, 4.9 assists per game, shooting 42% from the field and 36% from three. There's no talk, without a shadow of a doubt, Kemba Walker is a viable offensive threat for any team that he plays for, and doing this on a playoff team in the Boston Celtics, again, it's a fairly good player that we're talking about here in Kemba Walker. Does he make the Chicago Bulls better? Once again, I said it in the last video, I believe, and I'll say it in this video. I believe Kemba Walker will make us better. I think in terms of the offense, he'll have a lot more shot selection of his own in this team. Again, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown will take a lot of shots for the Boston Celtics. He's kind of that third guy. I still think he'd be the third guy here, but again, I think he would have more responsibility on the offense. He'll be able to become that point guard that I think he is. He would probably go and pretty much refer to the way that he used to play back with the Charlotte Bobcats and the Hornets when he played there. But is he the right fit? And this is the question that many people will ask, and this is the question that many people will need to figure out for themselves. And this is pretty much up to you what you think. Is he the right fit for the Chicago Bulls? Well, one, I just mentioned that he would make us better. And again, Artorias, Billy, Eversley, all of these people have a dedication to make this team better, and I'm pretty sure the front office has said they'll make this team better by any means necessary, and they're going to be ruthless in doing so. And that's very interesting to see. Kemba Walker makes us a better team. Kemba Walker is in a position that we need. In the end, it might not be the best fit, but he's a point guard. We need a point guard, and he's a good point guard at that as well. Maybe that's something that could allow the Chicago Bulls to pursue Kemba Walker. But what do we need at our point guard position? We've said this for all year pretty much. We need a defensive-minded point guard. We need a playmaking-minded point guard. And unfortunately, Kemba Walker is not really suitable in either of those scenarios. Now, Kemba Walker has 5 assists. And to be honest, in a team like the Boston Celtics, especially this season, they've not been a terrific passing team. They've not been a team that moves the ball a whole lot. They're more of a team that takes threes and pretty much does a lot of pick and rolls. That's how they played all year pretty much, at least in my opinion. 5 assists or 4.9 assists isn't bad for a team like that. I think he would get more assists on the Chicago Bulls. But defensively, having a backcourt of Kemba Walker and Zach LaVine is not the best backcourt you'd want to see defensively. And again, Zach LaVine's been an improved defender. Kemba Walker might be a very hard-working defender, but the size for Kemba Walker's not on his side. And not only that, he's not a good defender. He's not been a good defender in terms of his NBA career. He's been a hard-working defender, but in the end, it's unfortunate, but he's not been a good defender throughout the course of his career. And again, those are the things that we need. We need a viable playmaker. We need a playmaker that's better than the point guards that we have. And I think Kobe White averages more assists than Kemba. I think Kobe White is probably a little bit of a better playmaker than Kemba Walker. And defensively, he probably is just around the same as Kobe White defensively, to be honest. Defensively, Kemba's not a great point guard. Neither is Kobe White. But again, he just doesn't suit what we need. I think there are better options out there, significantly cheaper options out there, and potentially ones where we don't have to give up some players to get him. Because Kemba Walker is a player that we're going to have to acquire from a trade. I don't think he's a free agent, according to my knowledge, and I don't think he's going to be very cheap to get. Now, the positive is that if he is cheap to get, it's because the Boston Celtics want to get rid of him. But what would we have to give up for Kemba Walker? And I've heard a lot of talk, I've heard a lot of rumors, I've read a lot of articles about this, and a lot of them have Kobe White in the trade for Kemba Walker. And I think to myself, why would we do that? We have a player that, yes, is not better than Kemba Walker. I can safely say Kobe White is not better than Kemba Walker. But Kobe White can be better than Kemba Walker. Kobe White potentially will be better than Kemba Walker in a few years' time. Yet we're going to give up that player for Kemba Walker, who in the end will make us slightly better, but is not the right fit, is not the right type of guard in my opinion that we should be going after. He does make us better. He is a good point guard, and I'm not disrespecting him, but he just doesn't fit what we're trying to do at this point in time. He doesn't fix the turnover issues that we've been having all season. He doesn't fix the defensive rating that we've been all season. We're one of the worst defensive teams in the NBA. Kemba Walker doesn't fit that at the guard position. So in the end, what do I have to say about Kemba Walker? Should the Chicago Bulls go for Kemba Walker? In my opinion, if you go for Kemba Walker and you get rid of Kobe White, that's a big no in my opinion. I don't think there's any point in getting rid of Kobe White, who's on a significantly cheaper deal because of his rookie contract, and he's a player that I believe in a few years' time will be better than Kemba Walker. I don't see the point or the need in doing a trade like this. I think in the end, being linked to many point guards is great, and we need to be aware of all of our situations, and Kemba Walker is definitely a part of that situation that is very interesting to look at. But in the end, I think that Kobe White can be better, and I don't see the point in throwing Kobe White away for Kemba Walker. And if the Boston Celtics manage to get Kobe White, again, that could potentially be a different situation for him as well. And that could be a situation that might not work out for him in Boston as well. I don't really know what to say in terms of this. This seems awfully odd. It seems like an awfully odd thing to do. But again, we're going to have to wait and see how that goes. Would I be upset with Kemba on this team? I don't think I would be upset with Kemba on this team. I'd be upset we got rid of Kobe White if that was what we were going to do. And I'd be upset with the fact that we are not going for the needs of this team as well. But he is a good player, Kemba Walker. And again, I think he's a fan favorite in the NBA. I like the way that he plays in terms of the offensive side of the game. And again, offense is always the thing that people pay most attention to. But in the end, I think if you're wise enough to know the Chicago Bulls' problems, I think you would know Kemba Walker is not the solution for those problems. But again, we're going to have to wait and see on that one. We're going to have to wait and see if Kemba Walker is a viable rumor that's been going around. We're going to have to wait and see if the Chicago Bulls are really interested in that type of player. And we're also going to see if Kobe White is going to be part of that deal as well. Again, these are all rumors. These are all speculations. I wouldn't take any of these things to heart, or it's not gospel yet that it's going to happen. But again, there have been a lot of talk about Kemba Walker, and it's my job as a YouTuber, as a Chicago Bulls, I wouldn't say news reporter, but a Chicago Bulls YouTuber, to discuss all possible aspects of this team. And this is definitely an aspect that has been talked about around social media. So it's very hard to ignore a player like Kemba Walker. And again, I do like Kemba Walker. I just don't think he suits our team at the moment. If Kemba Walker was to suit our team, we would need a viable defensive guard to be signed as well. If we're going to trade Kemba Walker and sign a viable defensive guard in the offseason, then Kemba Walker is a 10 times better trade than what it is looking like right now. But again, I don't know what the situation is for the Chicago Bulls. We're going to have to wait and see how that goes. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. Again, I don't mean to be negative, especially on players that I don't hate. I don't hate Kemba Walker at all. But again, you can't hide away from these things. When these things are talked about, it's my job to be as open and honest as possible what I think about the player, what I think he would be for this team. I could be completely wrong, and many people might believe I'm wrong, and many people can say that I'm wrong, and that's all fine and good. In the end, everyone has their own ideas in what this team should be, and Kemba Walker might fit their mold a lot better than what he fits my mold. And we're going to have to wait and see who's going to be right and who's going to be wrong, if there is a possibility out there. But with that being said, have a wonderful and safe day. Stay safe, stay healthy. I'll see you in another Chicago Bulls video. Take care and peace. It's not a game.